In the year 1847, a famous man named Prince Metternich made an important comment about Italy. He called Italy just a geographical expression. He meant that Italy was not truly one country with a single purpose. Instead, it was only a group of different small states on a map. This idea helps us understand Italy's long and often complex history. Italy is famous for its incredible culture, art, and deep history. But for many centuries, it was also a place of political division. It was not one big country, but many smaller kingdoms, duchies, and city-states. Each had its own ruler and its own way of life. This brings up a big question. How could a land that produced so much greatness also remain so separated for much of its past? For example, the powerful Roman Empire began in Italy. For nearly 800 years, Rome united the Italian peninsula. It built roads, made laws, and gave people a shared identity. After Rome fell, Italy broke apart. Later, during the Renaissance, cities like Florence and Venice became centers of amazing art and new ideas. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo created lasting works. These were times of huge cultural success. Yet even then, Italy was still many separate parts, not one nation. This book will explore Italy's unique story. It is about a land that created powerful empires and beautiful art, but struggled to become one united country. We will see how strong local loyalties and different regional ideas often kept it separated. This introduction sets the stage for Italy's 3,000-year journey. It shows us a country that is like an unfinished masterpiece. This story helps us understand how Italy's past shaped its vibrant and sometimes challenging present, and how its many diverse regions came together to form the nation we know today. 2. The first unity. The long history of Italy becoming a single country truly began with the Roman Empire. For nearly 800 years, from about 753 BC to 476 AD, Rome brought all of the Italian land together. This was the first and only time the whole peninsula was united under one government for such a long period. This Roman rule was more than just winning wars. It deeply joined different peoples and cultures. It created one system of laws and one way of life that served as a model for many years. Rome grew from a small city to a large empire by making its conquered people part of its system. It offered citizenship and rights to many, turning old enemies into partners. The Roman legal system, with its clear rules, gave everyone basic ideas about citizen rights, how to own property, and what it meant to be part of the community. These important ideas would influence Europe for centuries. Rome also built many things that helped unite Italy. Its famous roads, stretching for thousands of miles, connected all parts of the peninsula. These roads made travel and trade easy, helping to create a single economy. Roman aqueducts brought clean water to cities, and public spaces like theaters and forums created shared places for people to gather. These buildings helped spread Roman ideas and culture across the land. Most importantly, Rome created a shared identity. People from the far south of Italy to the northern Alps started to feel like Romans. They could take part in Roman public life and serve in the army. Latin became the main language for government, books, and daily business. By 212 AD, all free people in the empire were Roman citizens. This made every Italian a full part of Roman civilization. However, this great unity did not last forever. In 476 AD, the Western Roman Empire fell. This event marked the end of Italy's single rule. After Rome's fall, Italy would be divided into many smaller parts for over 1,000 years. But the memory of Roman unity stayed strong. The idea of a powerful, united Italy inspired people for many centuries. This memory of Rome's past greatness would greatly influence future Italians who dreamed of making their country one again. 3. A time of division. After the great Roman Empire ended in 476 AD, Italy entered a new and different time. It was a time of big changes. The strong unity that Rome had brought to the land was gone. Italy did not have one powerful ruler anymore. Instead, the country broke into many small pieces. Many different groups came and fought over these pieces of land. Invaders like the Ostrogoths and the Lombards tried to control parts of Italy. The Byzantine Empire, based in the east, also held some areas. Even the Pope, who was the leader of the Church, had his own lands called the Papal States. Because of all these competing powers, no single group could unite Italy again. There was no one king or emperor for the whole peninsula. This political chaos, where many groups fought and no one was fully in charge, created a unique situation. It meant that cities in Italy were left to largely govern themselves. They were free to grow and develop on their own, without a big central government telling them what to do. Each city became like a small, independent country. They made their own laws, raised their own armies, and built their own economies. Cities such as Venice, Florence, and Milan began to become very powerful and rich. They grew strong through trade and new ideas. This freedom from a single ruler meant that these cities could compete with each other. This competition was not just about fighting, but also about who could build the most beautiful buildings or create the best art. This period of division, unexpectedly, prepared Italy for a time of amazing creativity and new ideas, marking a special chapter in its long history. 4. The Great Cities. After the Roman Empire fell, Italy was not one country. It was a land of many small states. This might seem like a problem, but something surprising happened. This time of division became a time of great growth and new ideas. During the Middle Ages and later the Renaissance, some Italian cities grew very strong and rich. Cities like Venice, Florence, and Milan were very important. They were not just cities, they were like small, independent countries. Venice was special because it was built on islands in the sea. This helped it become a great trading city. Venetian merchants traveled far and wide, selling goods and creating new ways to do banking and trade. Their government was run by rich merchants, and it stayed strong for a very long time. Venice became famous for its ships and its wealth from the sea. Florence took a different path. It became a center for making wool cloth and for banking. Important families like the Medici family were bankers. They lent money to many people, even kings and popes. The Medici family also loved art. They used their money to pay artists and builders. This helped Florence become a city of incredible art and beautiful buildings. Milan was another powerful city. It was in a good place for trade on land, especially near the mountains. Milan grew strong in both business and military power. Families like the Visconti and Sforza helped Milan become a very important city in its area. These cities often competed with each other. They did not just fight wars. They also tried to be better in art, architecture, and culture. For example, when Florence built its huge cathedral dome, it showed how clever and rich Florence was. Venice built its beautiful Doge's Palace to show its power. This friendly competition made each city try harder. Wealthy people in these cities, like the Medici, paid artists and thinkers. This was called patronage. They did this for their own pride, but also for the city's glory. This led to many new ideas in art, science, and learning. This period of amazing art, new ideas, and great achievements is known as the Renaissance. So even though Italy was divided into many parts, this division helped it to become a place of great creativity. Each city wanted to shine, and this led to incredible achievements that changed the world. This shows how Italy's time of being separated paradoxically led to one of its greatest periods of history. 5. The dream of a country. For a long time, Italy was not one country. It was many small states, each with its own ruler. But in the 19th century, many people started to dream of a single, strong Italian nation. This dream grew into a big movement called the Risorgimento. This word means resurgence or rebirth. It was a time when Italians worked hard to make their country whole again, like it had been in the old Roman times. 3 important leaders guided this movement. The first was Giuseppe Mazzini. He was a writer and thinker. Mazzini gave Italians the idea of a united country. He started a group called Young Italy in 1831. He wanted Italy to be a republic where the people chose their leaders. His powerful words and ideas gave hope and direction to many people who wished for freedom and unity. Mazzini believed that Italy had a special purpose in the world. The second leader was Giuseppe Garibaldi. He was a brave soldier and a hero to many. Garibaldi was famous for his military actions. In 1860, he led a small army of 1,000 volunteers, known as the Red Shirts. They traveled south and fought to free places like Sicily and Naples from foreign rule. Garibaldi's courage and skill helped win important battles. He showed that ordinary people, inspired by a big idea, could achieve amazing things. The third key figure was Count Camillo Benso di Cavour, the Prime Minister of Piedmont, Sardinia. Cavour was a very clever politician. He knew that Italy could not become one country by fighting alone. He made smart plans and alliances with other powerful countries in Europe. For example, he worked with France to fight Austria. Cavour used both Garibaldi's military strength and his own diplomatic skills to make Italy a single kingdom. In 1861, thanks to his efforts, the Kingdom of Italy was finally proclaimed. But making Italy one country was not easy. The unification was mostly led by the North, especially by the region of Piedmont. This meant that the new laws and ideas often came from the North. Some parts of Italy, especially the South, felt like they were treated differently. A famous man, Massimo d'Azeglio, once said, "We have made Italy. Now we must make Italians." This showed the big work that was still ahead for the new nation. The dream of a united country had come true, but building a true national identity was a much longer journey. 6. A new Italy. After Italy's unification, many problems appeared. The new nation was largely led by the North, especially Piedmont, Sardinia. Northern laws and rules were imposed. This Piedmontization made Southerners feel conquered, not equal partners. This created the Southern Question, a big economic and cultural gap that unification made worse. Before 1860, the South had industries. But new trade rules helped Northern factories and hurt Southern ones. Southern industrial jobs fell from 750,000 to 195,000, 1860 to 1871, while Northern jobs grew. New taxes burdened the South. Taxes like the grist tax on flour were hard on poor Southern farmers. Most government spending for development went north. Southern taxes often paid for Northern growth, a pattern that continued. Southerners resisted. From 1861 to 1865, brigandage rebellions started. These groups fought unfair rule. The Italian state sent many soldiers, responding with great force. Over 5,000 soldiers and 5,000 rebels died, causing deep anger and mistrust. Making everyone feel Italian was a challenge. In 1861, only about 2.5% spoke Italian as their main language. Most spoke local dialects. Standard Italian in schools felt like forcing Northern culture, especially in the South. The new state also had conflicts with the Catholic Church. Pope Pius IX did not accept the Kingdom of Italy after it took the Papal States. He told Catholics not to join politics. This created a religious split until the Lateran Pacts in 1929. Finally, the new Italy struggled to build strong democracy. Only about 2% could vote at first. Power stayed with a small group of rich Northern politicians. They did not truly represent all diverse people. This weakness led to many ongoing problems. A dark time. The 20th century brought much trouble to Italy. After World War I, the country faced many severe problems. Italy's economy was weak, and many soldiers returned home without jobs. People felt Italy did not gain enough from the war, calling it a mutilated victory. Between 1919 and 1920, there were strikes and fights over land. The government was too weak to fix these issues. Into this difficult time came Benito Mussolini. He led the fascist party. Mussolini promised to bring order and make Italy strong again. He wanted to unite the country through strict control and a strong feeling of nationalism. In October 1922, Mussolini and his followers, called Blackshirts, marched on Rome. The king then made him prime minister, starting a dark period for Italy. Once in power, Mussolini slowly ended Italy's democracy. He stopped free speech and made other political groups illegal. He controlled schools and built a secret police force. Mussolini called Italy a totalitarian state, meaning his government had total power. He tried to force all Italians to be the same and follow his ideas. But this forced unity did not truly work. People kept their local customs and different ways of life. Mussolini's rule led Italy into World War II, allied with Nazi Germany. This war brought great suffering and destruction to the country. After many military defeats, Mussolini's government fell in 1943. The war ended 2 years later. In 1946, Italians voted to become a republic, ending the king's rule. This vote showed old divisions, as the North mainly voted for the republic, but many in the South wanted the king. The new Italian Republic wrote a constitution in 1948. It aimed to stop any leader from having too much power again. Italy then saw fast economic growth in the 1950s and 60s, known as the economic miracle. Yet this growth mostly helped the industrial North. The South remained poorer. Italy continued to deal with its old regional differences and the lasting pain of fascism. 8. Italy today. Italy today is like an unfinished masterpiece. After a long history, it still shows a mix of different parts. People have strong local feelings. This means loyalty to their towns or regions. This is why some people said Italy was just a geographical expression many years ago. The country has 20 regions. Each region has its own food, traditions, and ways of speaking. You can see German culture in the north and Arabic influences in Sicily. Piedmont has French touches in its cooking, and Venice shows old Byzantine art styles. This rich mix makes Italy unique. People call this strong local pride campanilismo. It means loyalty to your local bell tower. For example, people in Florence are very proud of their big cathedral dome. A cook in Bologna will insist on the right way to make ragu sauce. This deep love for local places gives Italy its energy. This diversity was once seen as a problem, stopping Italy from being one country, but now it is a great strength. Modern Italy has learned to use this mix. Regions like Sicily or Trentino Alto Adige have more power to rule themselves. This helps them stay unique but still be part of Italy. Italy has had many governments over the years. Some people see this as chaos, but it also shows how strong Italian democracy is. It means different ideas and loyalties are heard. Also, being part of the European Union helps Italy's regions grow without losing their identity. This mix of cultures has made Italy famous around the world. Italian food is loved everywhere because it celebrates all its regional styles. Italian fashion, from Milan to Naples, is famous for its different looks. Italian art and buildings also inspire people globally because of their local roots. So, Italy today has a different kind of unity than people once thought it would have. It's not one big, simple country. It's a country that includes many different parts. It shows how being diverse can make a country strong and creative. Italy's story proves that a nation can be beautiful even when it is still changing. This long journey shows Italy as a place of constant creation. What do you think is the most interesting part of Italy's ongoing story?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.